Hi folks, this is Sid from 3-Minute Travel Tips and magicofmickey.com. Welcome to 3-Minute Travel Tips Live. 3-Minute Travel Tips Live is a roundtable discussion with travel professionals and industry bloggers. We're here to talk about vacation topics in more detail. Each 30-minute show will feature a segment where we can dig a little bit deeper than our usual 3-minute format. Vacation planning doesn't have to be complicated. We're all about offering video content to help make your vacation experiences memorable. And today's topic is a great example. We're here to talk about one of Disney Cruise Line's largest ships, the Disney Dream. And we've got the lowdown in 30 minutes or less. Today I'd like to introduce our guest. First up, we have Monday and Darin Cleghorn. Monday is president and owner of Magic of Mickey Travel. Magic of Mickey Travel has earned quite an honor within the Disney organization. It is recognized by Disney to be an authorized Disney vacation planner. Monday, how are you doing today?
I'm doing good, Sid. How are you?
Excellent. I'm doing well. And you'll notice to her left and to our stage right is a new person, a first-time guest. That's Monday's husband, Darin Cleghorn. Darin is vice president of Magic of Mickey Travel. Darin, how are things doing with you?
Doing well. Good to be here.
Excellent. And then joining us is Tony Wargo. Tony is our website and social media marketing manager for Magic of Mickey Travel. Tony, I'm thinking things are a little bit chilly up north, are they?
They're very cold. I'd love to be on the Disney Dream right now.
Me too.
I think you're right. Well, before we get into our main topic about the Disney Dream, we have a little bit of news to report. And I'd like to toss it over to Monday. Monday, I believe Disney's offered some new packages. Can you tell us about some of the latest offers that are out there?
Yeah, actually right now there are a couple of different packages for Walt Disney World. The kid size package. That's for booking window is through the 28th of March, and then travel through May. And then also there's a room-only offer. It's the spring room offer, so that's up to 25% off of the rooms at Walt Disney World. And you can also build that into a package. So that's also through for travel. That's for travel through June the 15th. So that's a good deal.
Yeah.
Then also Aulani has a really good deal going on right now. They've got saved 30% off with 5 nights or more. So be sure to contact your travel professional for those. And then I also want to mention the Disney Cruise Line. They have just just come out with the Star Wars cruises.
This is cool.
Yeah, that is so cool. There have been so many people excited about this, booking these. We've had so many people contacting us about these cruises. There's only 8 cruises that will feature Star Wars, so be sure and get in on this. Contact your travel professional about this. Those cruises take place from January through April of 2016, so you definitely want to contact your travel professional about that. And then sad news, very sad news for me. Richard Petty driving experience is closing in June. That is just such an amazing experience. If you've never had the opportunity to do that, I encourage you to get over to Richard Petty Driving Experience and try it out before June. And you can also contact your travel professional. They can set that up for you. And I hate to see it go. It's just been it was a fantastic experience for me.
It's a very unique experience for guests. I mean, typically when you visit the Walt Disney World Resort, obviously you're thinking about going out and spending time in the theme parks and enjoying some of the meals and some of the other experiences. But the idea of driving a NASCAR type vehicle or one of these exotic sports cars while you're there is something that is very unique, and I gotta agree, it's a shame to see it go, but my understanding is that Disney has announced that they're going to have some transportation changes there that maybe it's going to be an enhancement to how. So when you see things that go away, obviously there are some sad aspects of it, but there's also some cool things in that you can look forward to what the changes might be.
That's right.
Well, I'd like to talk a little bit now about our main topic. This past fall, the Magic of Mickey travel team got a chance to go on an extended field trip aboard the Disney Dream. The Disney Dream is the third ship constructed by Disney Cruise Line, and it was the first ship to fit into the what some folks call kind of a mega ship category. These ships are much larger than the classic Disney ships, the Magic and the Wonder. They're about 40% larger with a capacity of between 2,500 and 4,000 guests. Now, Monday, Darin, y'all are veteran cruisers. You've obviously spent time on Disney Cruise Line and other cruise lines as well. When you first entered the ship, what kind of impressions did you come away with?
Well, I was just overwhelmed. The first time I actually was able to sail on the Disney Dream was on one of the inaugural cruises. So it was just amazing to me because I was trying to compare it to my past cruise ships that I'd been on, and it was overwhelming. And when I walked on board and saw the atrium and just everything about the ship was just immaculate and beautiful. And even the last time we went in September, which was 4 years later, and it was just amazing. I mean, it still looked just as beautiful as it was the first time I walked on board, and still just as immaculate. And I do tell people this all the time about how clean it is. I've never seen a cruise line that takes such good care of their product as Disney does.
No, you're right about that, Darin. I know it can be kind of a unique experience. You walk into this area, and for some folks, if they've not been on board a ship, it can be a little overwhelming. What did you notice when you walked into the atrium area?
Well, when you first walk onto the ship, of course, they announce your name, which makes you feel special and makes you feel welcome. And one thing that I did notice, as Monday did mention, that the ship, how clean that it was, and how important that is to Disney. Some of the other cruise lines that Monday has sailed on, they may not be as immaculate as Disney. And walking into the atrium, just when you initially walk onto the ship and seeing the chandelier hang from the top and the staircase coming down from the second level, it's just beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
It's funny you mentioned the introduction, that family introduction that happened. When my family went on board, my daughter happened to get in front of us, and so they asked her what to say, and so Shannon said Shannon, and so instead, the funny thing is what the I don't know, the officer said then was, and now entering the Disney Dream is Princess Shannon and her royal court. And, again, a little cute little magical memory that happened.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And it was the kind of thing that, oh my, she just walked on that ship with such a huge grin.
Sure.
But, oh gosh. Well, Tony, you got a little bit different perspective when you went on the ship. I wouldn't call you're not a first-time cruiser, but you haven't had as many opportunities. Your point of view might be a little bit different. Tell us what you kind of came away with when you first entered the ship.
It's definitely a magical experience, like Disney always provides, and I could go on for days about how great it was, but definitely you notice how clean it is, and it's elegant and majestic, and it's just breathtaking. I could describe it all day, but until you experience it, you wouldn't understand.
Mm-hmm.
That's I think you're right. I think you can describe it, and I will suggest this: if you get a chance, I've got some panoramic media that you can look on the internet, kind of give you an idea of what the atrium looks like, and some of the aspects of the ship. But one of the key things that often guests are wondering about is, what is it like? What are the staterooms like, and what are those areas that we're going to be spending some of our time with? And with our team, we had a range of options as far as where people stayed, as far as staterooms. And Monday and Darin, y'all had a chance on this particular cruise, I think, to stay in the veranda type areas. Can you describe a little bit of what that was like?
Sure. We actually stayed in an Ocean View veranda stateroom, and it's beautiful. there's plenty of room. Of course, the veranda is so nice to be able to, in the mornings, go out and have a pot of coffee, call room service, have them deliver some coffee to you, and go sit out there and enjoy the morning. The view is just gorgeous, and then in the evenings, going out there in the evenings late at night and just listening to the ocean. But the room itself is just beautiful. I mean, there's so much room. 200 and I think it's 46 square feet, and in just that stateroom. There's also a deluxe family ocean view stateroom with veranda that's similar to this, and it's 299 square feet. So it gives you a little extra room for if you have a family of 5 and you need a little extra room. But the bathrooms, the split bathroom, oh my goodness, that is just it's the best. Being able to get ready, have 2 different rooms to get ready in, and I think that's one of my favorite things. The veranda and the bathroom, those are my favorites.
I mean, Darin, how did you view that? Is it from a time standpoint, is it efficient to have kind of that split bathroom plan?
It absolutely is, and because one or the other of us could take a shower, then the other could go in the other split and continue to get ready, while it didn't take time from the other person to do what they needed to do to get ready to go out of the stateroom. But the staterooms themselves, I don't know if spacious is the right word, but they have used the space given in an excellent way.
Mm-hmm.
The beds are elevated where luggage can get underneath the beds very easily, and you've got plenty of room to hang your clothes, plenty of drawer space for things like that to go in drawers, and it's not cluttered. You don't have to have it cluttered, and that was one of the best things that I found in the stateroom, along with the veranda. Now, I really enjoyed the veranda as well.
And the comfort of that bed, I mean, the bed is just so comfortable, and it's a queen-size bed, just very, very nice. There's plenty of room in there. And as a matter of fact, you have a 3-minute travel tip on the veranda stateroom.
That's exactly right. And if guests are wanting to find out more information what that veranda stateroom is like, just click one of the links down below where you'll see a 3-minute tip just on what those stateroom types are like. In the segment, we feature both footage of what it's like with the family stateroom as well, and we show views of what the veranda is like, and the idea of spending time at sunrise or sunset from that veranda is just spectacular, and you're getting views of sometimes of some of the ports that you're entering. It's a really cool thing, and if you're in a situation like that, but you'll find a 3-minute segment down below as far as the link, and also there's some panoramic media out there as well that if you want to get kind of an idea of exactly how much space to work with. Tony, you had a chance to stay in a different type of stateroom, and this would be categorized more along the lines of an inside stateroom. Can you describe what that was like?
Absolutely. Now, it differs from the veranda, first because it doesn't offer a veranda, and second, it has a single bathroom. It doesn't have the split restroom, which isn't really much of an inconvenience, but it does affect the time as far as if you share the room with somebody. But one of the features I really like is the virtual porthole that it offers, where it shows a live feed of outside, and then occasionally you'll see a Disney character kind of go across the screen, adding a little Disney magic. The starfish from Finding Nemo, I believe his name is Peach, he'll just pop up there, and then he'll just kind of peel off and vanish. And it's really cool, especially if you have kids. It's something they'd like to see. But as far as comfort, it's great. I mean, I like to have it really dark when I sleep. So you can get it pitch black in there because there's no sunlight coming in. And I woke up not knowing it's just the best sleep ever. It's completely dark when all the lights were out, and you can turn the porthole off and on, which is a great feature too. So if you do want to sleep in, that's fine. But if you do want to go out and get your own veranda view, you can go up to an upper deck and you got the whole ocean right there.
Yeah, I think you nailed it. And my understanding is some inside staterooms have that single bathroom, and some inside staterooms actually do offer a split bathroom plan. So
Right.
what you'll want to do is check with your travel professional about that to find out exactly what the accommodations are like. And Tony, you kind of nailed it when you talked about those virtual portholes, in that while you don't have a real window to see what's going on, they kind of plus the experience in that you're actually looking at a live video feed of what it's like outside in that area of the ship, and then they kind of plus it with these animated characters that'll pop up sporadically. So while it's true you may sense a little bit of a difference, in some ways it's actually kind of a unique experience as well for guests to enjoy. Well, one of the features that's true with all Disney Cruise Line ships is something called rotational dining. Monday, can you describe a little bit about what the rotational dining experience is like on the Disney Dream?
Yes, rotational dining is amazing. It is the ability to move from dining room to dining room. Each night you're in a different dining room, which is awesome. On other cruise lines, you are assigned to a dining room the first day of your cruise, and you stay in that dining room the entire time with basically the same menu. With Disney, you don't do that. You are, like I said, going from dining room to dining room each night, and your server staff goes with you. So that's just amazing, that because they get to know you just like they do, on any other cruise line. They get to know you, but something about Disney, they make it so much more serviceable. They service you in such a fantastic way, and they find out what your likes are and your dislikes are, and they take care of those. Like if you like Coke, they'll bring you Coke every night, unless you want something, unless you request something different. It's great to be able to move from dining room to dining room and be able to experience different types of foods, and it's a fantastic experience.
It's kind of a personalized experience. You're establishing a relationship with those servers. Darin, when you were there, were they friendly? How did they interact with you?
Absolutely, and they did a fantastic job of interacting. And as far as accommodating, they're very accommodating. They want to please you, and when they are at your table, you're the only diners in the area. You know how large the places that we eat on these ships are, but when they're at your table, you're all that matters. They make you feel like it's a one-on-one.
Well, Tony, I know it's great to have rotational dining, and but at the same time, when you're looking at different options as far as dining, you don't necessarily always have to do that. Maybe you're going off and doing a show at a different time, or you've got an experience that may be occurring, and so you have a conflict as far as when your rotational dining experience is going on. Tony, can you describe a little bit about some of the quick serve options and some of the buffet options that guests can partake in?
Absolutely. I don't like to have one big meal all the time. Sometimes I like to just have a little snack here or something there, just to kind of tie me over. So it's great for people on the go. They have cabanas, which is like a buffet style, which has a huge variety of options to pretty much meet every need. You just grab it, find a table, the silverware is already there for you. You just grab a beverage, eat, and go. But also on one of the decks, they have other quick serve options where if you are with any children, they love chicken tenders and pizza and hamburgers and of course all the healthy stuff, But if you want a quick slice of pizza or a quick sandwich or chicken tenders or anything along those lines of what you would consider fast food, you can just walk up, and within a couple of minutes you've got a slice of pizza, and you can walk away, eat it, and just go back to where you need. You don't have to wait for somebody. It's pretty rapid way, quick service way to get a quick bite to eat, and then go back to what you're doing.
You're right, and there are a range of options. There healthy dining options are available both up on the upper decks as well as in the buffet areas. So if you've got certain issues, you're wanting to, certain diet restrictions, maybe you'll find that they really cater to those as well. Monday, before we go on, though, I do want to touch on kind of an extended dining experience that also is offered, and this is involving a couple of restaurants called Palo and Remy. Can you describe a little bit about those places?
Yeah, these are unique fine dining experiences, and they're for adults, and it's there's an upcharge to experience these, but from what I understand, it is absolutely worth every penny. Restaurants are just very beautiful, very well appointed, and the service is just impeccable. And I believe that you have actually experienced one of these.
I have. We've visited Palo on several occasions. Actually, I've had the fortune to go on Palo on all 4 ships, and with the Dream in particular, it's a wonderful experience. You've got some lovely views out there. If you're wanting to maybe have a little romantic evening out, maybe the kids are off in one of the children's areas, and you and your spouse wanted to have a kind of a special private moment, that's a great place to go. The food I would describe as something more along the lines of a deluxe dining experience kind of thing if you're looking at it from a visit to one of the to Walt Disney World Resort. But it's really a cool experience and definitely worth the opportunity. With Remy, it's a longer experience. It's more like a 2-3 hour kind of experience. It's more of an event, and but with both options, I think you would have a blast. Well, we're getting a little tight on time, but do want to touch on a few more things before we go on. Monday, when we think about the cruise ship, one of the things that comes to mind is, what are you going to do? And I say that, and those that have been on the ships know that there's so many things to do. You're going to be there. You'll run out of time. But briefly, can we talk a little bit about some of the entertainment options and some of the children's areas that guests can explore and enjoy?
Oh goodness, entertainment on the Disney Cruise Lines is just amazing. I mean, Broadway caliber shows. You do not want to miss these shows. They are just, I mean, we see them every time we go, and we don't miss them. Just awesome. Also, the kids clubs are so much fun. I mean, I don't get to go in there and play, but I would like to. I'm kind of jealous of the teenagers, especially because Vibe is just outstanding. But the kids clubs are the same way. The Oceaneers Club and Lab, and then Edge, and these are great places to send your kids. And then there's just so many things on board that there's putt-putt and basketball, and I mean, you name it. There's so much to do. Yeah, it's awesome.
I was going to suggest we've got a 3-minute travel tip segment just covering some of the different entertainment options that you'll want to explore, and just click one of the links down below. You'll find it as well. But Tony, in talking about another area that's appropriate to chat about, Disney has set aside some areas just for adults, and so say maybe you're traveling on the ship and you want a little bit of time away from the kids, and can you describe a little bit about some of those adult areas?
Absolutely. I'm going to do a brief overview. I'm going to try to keep it under 3 minutes. But yeah, there's 2 parts to break it into, on the ship and off the ship when you're on a Disney cruise. So before I go into the details, I'm not going to go into too many details. Check with your travel professional.
Absolutely.
I think Mickey Travel. They'll go into all the details of timing and cost and all that. So to begin with, they have the Senses Spa and Salon, which imagine everything a spa and salon can do. They can take care of that for you while you're on the ship. There's also the Quiet Cove Pool, which offers a adult-only pool and hot tub, and there's a lounge you can walk up to in the water. They'll bring you drinks. They also have the Cove Cafe, which is right next door, where if you want to get a cup of coffee or a pastry to accompany it, they offer that in an adult-only area. You might see a kid peek his head in just to kind of get away with something, but it's just like whack-a-mole. You just see their head, then they're gone. So they do a pretty good job of keeping it adult only. There's a couple bars and lounges. They have their dance club called Evolution. They have 687, which is a sports bar. It is family friendly, but if you and your buddies want to watch any sporting event that's taking place, you're not going to miss it while you're on the ship. So there is that option. They have another lounge called Pink, where they serve their signature champagne specific for that ship. Then there's also Meridian and Skyline Cafe. Now, off the ship, they have their Serenity Bay, which is that's the correct name, correct? Yeah, Serenity Bay. It's adult only, and there's a tram that you take to get there. Only adults are allowed on the tram. It has its own special private adult buffet. They have cabanas there where you can actually have someone from Senses come, give you a massage, serve you drinks. I took the best nap of my life in a hammock on that beach, and I woke up and Jack Sparrow's just walking down the beach. So it's a really cool experience.
Yes, a lot of options.
Children aren't there, so I think I'm over my time limit. I get excited about this, but
it's easy.
There's so much to explore. So
you got that right.
Thank you.
I mean, both in terms of Castaway Cay and also with what's going on with the ship. But before we wrap it up, one of the most unique features, and it's almost an iconic feature, and we'll have to talk briefly about this, but we cannot ignore it, is something called the aqueduct. Monday, Darin. What do you describe the aqueduct and tell us your thoughts about it?
Well, I enjoy the aqueduct. I mean, especially the part that goes out over the ocean. I mean, it's you're in a tube with water going through it, and you're going down. You go out over the ocean, come back in onto the ship, and then go down. And it's an experience. You've got to experience it if you're ever on the Disney Dream.
It's incredible. So much fun. It's not scary. It's a blast. So you've got to try it.
The aqueduct is really a water coaster, and it's something very unique to only really Disney Cruise Line ships, and specifically the Disney Dream and the Disney Fantasy have the aqueduct. Tony, what did you think about the aqueduct?
I was scared. Monday said it's not scary.
It's not.
I was like, okay, I'm going over the ocean. It's going to break. But it was fun. I went on it a lot.
As far as guests, if you want to preview what the experience is like, you'll see some links down below on my channel where it shows what the aqueduct experience is like both during the day and at night. And it's worthwhile to try, take a peek at it. If you've got some youngins that may get a little bit antsy about experiences like that, but take a peek at the video. I think you'll find, at least for me personally, I enjoyed both a nighttime experience and a daytime experience. So it was a really cool thing. But as we got to wrap up with our discussion of the Disney Dream, it's a wonderful ship, and I think folks are going to find that they really will have a blast. But as we wrap up the show, we always have a segment that we call our tip of the day, and I'd like to first toss it over to Monday. Monday, what is your tip of the day?
Well, I'm going to stick with sailing on the Disney Dream or any of the Disney cruise lines. When you get to the port, be sure that you have packed your bathing suits and some sunscreen and things like that in a bag, some type of carry-on bag that you don't mind toting around with you, because when you get on there, you're going to want to experience the aqueduct. You're going to want to lay out by the pool. You're going to want to have some fun in the sun. So be sure and bring that on in your bag. Don't put it in your suitcase, because you're not going to see that until later on in the afternoon.
That's true. Darin, what is your tip of the day?
My tip of the day is we cannot do justice to what we're trying to describe about the Disney Dream and the other Disney Cruise Line ships in half an hour. I mean, we could sit here and talk for another hour about our experiences. So my tip of the day is go out and experience them for yourself and see what we're talking about.
Get on the ship, absolutely. And Tony, we're very tight on time. What is your tip of the day?
Mine is to stay on land and go to Disneyland. And if you are going to plan your trip, make sure you plan it around a weekend, because they only have fireworks on select days and they always go over the weekend. So if you do want to see the fireworks while you're out in California, keep that in mind.
And this
Absolutely.
is their 60th anniversary, so do it this year.
You're
For
right.
sure.
Absolutely. Well, my tip of the day is if you're traveling with guests with mobility issues and you've got a vehicle, if they've got a handicap sticker or a tag, you'll find complimentary valet parking at all Disney Deluxe resorts. Well, that is it. I'm afraid we got to wrap it up. I'd like to thank you, the viewer, for tuning into our broadcast. I'd also like to thank Monday, Darin, and Tony Wargo of Magic of Mickey Travel. Well, that's it. In 30 minutes or less, for all your Disney travel needs, reach out to any of the dream makers at Magic of Mickey Travel. And for more travel tips, please subscribe below or check out our posts on Facebook, Twitter, and Pinterest. And you can also reach us at our blog website, 3minutetraveltips.com. Thanks for watching.